and you kind of just answered it, which is what is 200% of 2000? And you already answered it. What is the result of that?
It's 4,000.
It's 4,000. So it's 2000, which is 100%, plus another 100%, which is 2000. If you add those together, that's 200%. Gets you to 4,000. What would 500% be?
Um, that would let me think about this. 8,000?
Okay, close. So you probably noticed I was kind of building a
7,000.
table here on the left. How many 100% do we need to get to 500%?
5.
Five. And what does each 100% correspond to?
2,000.
Okay, so how many 2000s do we have?
5.
So what does that add up to?
10,000?
10,000. All right, so this is an unusual way to do it, but let's go to something more straightforward that you're going to see. What is 15% of 80? Okay. Now, what you can do if you don't have a calculator, and these are non-calculator questions, is you should first always be able to figure out what 10% of a number is. What is 10% of 80?
10% of 80 is 10.
It's moving the decimal left one place.
Oh, 8.
8. Now, 5%, how does 5% compare to 10%? What's the
That's cut in half.
cut in half? So 5% of 80 is half of whatever 10% is. So what is 5% of 80? What's
4.
half of 8? 4. So if we add these together, 15% is
Oh,
12. I think I heard 12.
yeah, 12. Yeah, 12.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so let's look at another one. What is 11% of 4,900? Okay, so let's start with 10%. What is 10% of 4,900?
10% of that's 49.
You're moving the decimal left
Oh,
just one
400,
place.
490.
Okay, now 1% of 4,900 is, well, 1% is 10 divided by 10. A couple ways to do it. You can either divide this number by 10, or you can move the decimal to
49.
the left at 49. So what is 11% then?
1 second, let me get on my calculator.
Okay.
It's 539.
39, good. Okay. So now we're going to try another type of problem. What is 16% of 2,300? Okay. So here's how we're going to do it. It's 10%, it's then 5%, and then 1%. Okay. So what is 10% of 2,300?
23.
Try again.
100, 23. Yeah, it's 2,300.
Nope.
230.
Yes. And it's okay to just give me the numbers.
Oh,
What's
I mean
5%?
230.
Or what's
Not
1%?
5, not 5%. I was talking about 10. Um,
Give me either of these from
23.
for 1%. Okay. What about 5%?
Oh, that's
Is half of this.
Um, uh, 115?
Are those the digits you meant?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Did,
now we
did I
can
get it
add these
right?
up. What's that?
Did I get it right?
If these are the right digits, you said something different. So just give me the digits. Don't worry about reading the number as. So now add these together for us, please.
It's 368.
Yes. Yes.
368.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Do you see how we're building the percentages out of all from 10%?
Mhm.
Okay. So how would I build 25% with starting with 10%? What would I do?
You would add 15%.
Okay, but we don't know how to do 15%. We know how to break 15% up into what two?
Okay, so then maybe another 5, another 10%, and then a 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what is 25% of, sorry, of 480?
Okay, that would be 48 for 10, right?
Yep.
Then that again. And then let me just.
What is half of 48?
Oh, that's half of 48. 24.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So what do these add up to? On the left, we know it's 25%.
That's 120.
Yes. Very good. Okay. So you're starting to get the feel for how you can do this without a calculator.
Um, Maybe. Let's try.
Maybe. I mean, the idea is that you can always break something down. So let's try one that's a little bit more challenging here. Let's say what is 17% of 390? I don't like that one. Sorry. 17% of 2,500. That's a little better. So you have to break, and I want you to do this the way you've been doing it. You have to break 17% into the 10,
Okay, then
you
10,
know, it,
5, 1%, and 1% again.
exactly, exactly. And think of it as money. You got a $10 bill, a $5 bill, $1 bill,
Mhm.
$1 bill. So give this a try on your own, please, and give me your final answer.
It's 425.
Now I know if you have a calculator, I know you can go right to the calculator and type in 0.17 times 2,500. The point of this exercise is to not do that because we want to get comfortable doing it without the calculator, because there is a section of the SAT and standardized tests where you are not allowed to use a calculator. So just something to consider. All right, let's move on to another topic. Kind of beaten that one up pretty good. All right, what do you know about the word mean in statistics? Have you heard that before?
No,
All right, so the mean is the average. Do you know what the average means?
I've never heard these terms before.
Okay, so the average is where you add up the numbers, okay, and then you divide by the number of numbers. I can't recall. Do you play any sports? Do you follow any sports?
No, I don't really like sports.
Okay. That's a terrible example. How about movies? Do you like movies?
Yeah.
All right. You seen anything lately that you really liked? Theater or otherwise?
Hmm?
Have you seen anything in the theaters that you've liked recently or something on Netflix or what? Give me
Oh,
something
I've watched a Into the Spider-Verse. Wait, Across the Spider-Verse.
okay. So if I look up across the Spider-Verse, and you've probably done this as well, you're going to see a rating for it. Okay. Like IMDb, well, Rotten Tomatoes. Do you like Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
I don't really like them either, but that's the first thing that came up. They gave it a 96%. Okay. Which is the average of all the people that have reviewed it. Okay. So what they did is like, let's say someone rated it 100, someone rated it 94, and then someone else rated it a 90. Sorry, let me get these numbers right. Sorry about that. That's not right. Sorry. Okay. So three people rated it and the average was 96. So here's how they came up with that. They added up these three numbers and they divided by three. Okay, so grab your calculator. You'll definitely need it for this part. This is a calculator section. And let me know what you come up with here for the top.
Oh, that's a 288.
Okay, and divide that by three.
$96.
Very good. Okay, so an average is where you add up the numbers, which is what you just did, and you divide by the number of numbers. Okay, so we're going to look at a problem now where we have to do that in context here. So let me snip something in front of you. All right, so here we go. Data set A. All right, I want you to add up all these numbers for me, please.
Eight,
Say that again.
28,
Okay, and what is 28 divided by 7?
4,
Okay, now why did I put 7 on the bottom?
because you're dividing it.
But why 7? Why not, 6 or why not 10? Why 7?
Because there's six, I mean, seven numbers.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let's look at data set B. I want you to find its average here.
So we just add them.
Add them up and divide by the number of numbers.
That would be 16.
And then divide by 7.
2.
Give me a decimal point or two.
0.2.
Okay. Very good. All right. Now I'm going to put the problem in front of you, the full problem. It requires you to do this, to do the the two calculations you just did. Um, so you calculate the mean of the first one is 4, the second one is 2.2. See if you can answer this question for me, please.
Want me to add them up?
No,
Both of
I
those
want you to
numbers?
read the question and see which
Oh,
is answer is correct.
which of the following statements correctly compares the means of data set A and data set B?
And you've already calculated the two means.
B?
Which one?
D?
Yes, very good. Very, very good. All right. Right. Okay. So we're looking at another problem here. And here we go. All right, so it says here the table below shows the high and low temperatures in Houston, Texas during a 5-day period. Have you ever been to Texas? Houston,
No.
Texas? It's very humid right there. I might be okay right now. So think of the high temperature and the low temperature on 5 days. What was the mean low temperature in degrees Fahrenheit during the 5-day period? So which data set are they asking you to look at?
The low temperatures.
Yes, so the bottom one. So you need to add these up, and then what are you going to divide by? What number goes on the bottom?
The 5,
Why 5?
because there's 5 numbers.
Exactly. You go ahead and calculate that for us, please.
Can I use my calculator for this?
Of course. Oh yeah, of course. You can use your calculator for all these.
Okay, so the top is 243, and divided by 5 is 48.6.
So that answer's not here. So do you think the answers are wrong, or do you think you made a mistake?
I probably made a mistake.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be critical of you, but that's a good sign to redo the calculation.
Oh, put a 2 instead of a 3. It's 40.6.
Okay, that answer's not there either. Are you adding up all these numbers first?
Yeah,
Okay. I
wait.
don't know what to tell you. You got to be able to add these numbers up. There's not like a secret sauce to this. So I will also add them up here.
Okay, I put in 49 plus 37 plus 41 plus 54 plus 63. Is that right?
Yes, what does that add up to?
244.
Okay, and divide that by 5.
Okay, divided by 5.
May,
It's 48.8. What?
there you go. Good. Okay, let's have you
I
calculate
genuinely have no idea what I did wrong there.
let's have you do the mean temperature for the high data set now.
My data set. Okay, just do the same thing.
Yep.
69.4.
All right, that's gonna do it for us for today. So if it were
Dang,
me, if I
already?
were